At 17, my parents pointed out the door and screamed, "Get out, you're nothing but a failure." I was pregnant, shaken, begging them to let me stay. But they slammed the lock behind me. I cried alone, carrying not just a baby, but the weight of being abandoned. Now, 22 years later, they've returned, demanding to claim a grandchild they never wanted. Am I the asshole if I give them revenge instead of forgiveness? What would you do? Comment, like, share, because the ending will shatter everything you expect. I still remember the night it all happened. Every word, every sound, every look on their faces carved itself into my memory like scars on stone. I was 17, sitting in our living room, shaken as I held that little plastic stick in my hand. My heart was pounding, not from excitement, but from raw fear. I thought, if anyone should protect me, it's my family. But instead, my father's voice cut through the air like a blade. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Pack your things. You're nothing but a disgrace." My mother didn't even yell. She didn't cry. She just sat there, filing her nails, refusing to look at me as she whispered, "You've ruined our family name. You're no daughter of ours anymore." And then silence, the kind of silence that screams louder than any words. 10 minutes, and that's all they gave me, 10 minutes to erase 17 years of my life. I stuffed clothes into a bag with shaking hands, grabbed a cheap necklace I had hidden, and walked out. I can still hear the click of the door locking behind me. That sound felt like my death sentence. I was just a teenager, pregnant, terrified, alone in the Texas night. I kept thinking, how could they? How could my own parents throw me away like trash? But the betrayal didn't stop there. Derek, the boy who once held me under the stars at prom, whispered promises like, "We'll figure this out together." He swore he'd never leave me, but when the news spread, he vanished, his number blocked. His parents' lawyer sent a cold letter saying, "Do not contact our son again." Just like that, I was erased from his life. Do you know what it feels like to sit on a park bench in the middle of the night, stomach empty, tears running down your face, and every stranger passing by looks at you like you're worthless? That was me. My body ached from the hardwood of the bench, my skin sticky from Austin's humid air, and my heart was shattered into pieces. At 17, I learned the hardest truth. Sometimes the people you trust most are the ones who hurt you the worst. My parents abandoned me, my boyfriend betrayed me, and the world didn't care if I lived or died. That's when a fire started inside me. Not a fire of anger, at least not at first. It was survival. I whispered to myself, one day they will regret this. One day I will rise so high they'll choke on their own pride. If you're watching this, ask yourself, if your parents threw you out in the middle of the night, if the person you love turned their back on you, would you forgive? Or would you get revenge? Comment below. I want to know. And don't forget to like and share this story, because trust me, what comes next will shock you even more. I thought my story would end on that park bench, but fate had other plans, and it came in the form of a woman named Kayla Rhodes. She was in her 70s walking her old dog Max when she saw me curled up and shivering. Her eyes were sharp but kind. She stopped, looked at me, and said softly, "Child, you're freezing out here. Come with me." At first I lied. I told her I was fine. But the truth spilled out and I broke down, sobbing into her shoulder. And for the first time in weeks, I felt like I mattered. Kayla didn't just give me food and shelter. She gave me purpose. She took me into one of her hotels. Yes, she owned a chain of them, and offered me a job as a hostess. But the lesson she gave me went far beyond hospitality. Over coffee in her office, she taught me, build yourself so strong they regret ever letting you go. Use their greed, their arrogance, their weakness. Turn it into your weapon. Those words lit a new fire in me. She showed me how to read people, how to manage money, how to grow not just in business, but in patience. She drilled into me, revenge is not about rage, it's about strategy. And she wasn't alone yet. She introduced me to Sean Barrett, a lawyer with steady eyes and a mind sharp as steel. He taught me how to protect everything I built, ironclad trusts, airtight contracts, loopholes that worked in my favor. Then there was Shannon Lyle, a tech wizard from Kayla's hotel IT team. She showed me how to track digital footprints, monitor without leaving a trace, and build walls no one could break. Together, they weren't just mentors, they were my new family. But even with all this strength, life tested me again. I lost the baby. The pain was unbearable, like the final piece of me had been ripped away. For weeks I was hollow, but Kayla guided me through it, and eventually she helped me adopt a child. That's when I met Austin. I named him after the city that broke me and rebuilt me. From the moment I held him, tiny fingers gripping mine, I swore, "You will never feel the abandonment I did." I raised him with love, but also with purpose. Coding camps, problem-solving games, business lessons before bedtime. By age 10, he was building apps. By his teens, he was a prodigy. And deep down, I knew that his success would be the bait, the one thing that would lure my parents back. If you're listening right now, think about this. Would you raise your child as your weapon for justice? Or would you let the past fade away? Drop your answer in the comments, because the way I used Austin's brilliance, it set the stage for the perfect revenge. And you don't want to miss what happens next. The trap was set. All it needed was time. As Austin's software made headlines, I knew the whispers would reach them. And I was right. One day, a sleek tablet arrived at my desk, engraved with our old family crest. Inside was a note. For our talented grandson, time to reconnect. I almost laughed. These were the same people who spat in my face, who called me a disgrace, who threw me into the streets. Now they wanted a piece of the glory? I shipped it back with a shaky note. This brings back too many painful memories. My handwriting trembled, on purpose. I wanted them to think I was weak, vulnerable, ripe for manipulation. And oh, did they make the bait, with Shannon tracking their every move online. I saw it all. Their searches about inheritance rights, their messages to Derek, the coward who once abandoned me, plotting to leverage Chelsea's guilt. Disgusting. They weren't coming back for love. They were coming back for money, so I played along. Each denial I gave made them push harder. Each fake tear I dropped on the phone made them more desperate. Until finally, they filed a lawsuit, grandparent rights, inheritance claims, lies stacked on lies. And that's when I struck. At Austin's big keynote, the room was filled with cameras, investors, leaders, and them, my parents, Derek, sitting front row, smug smiles plastered on their faces. But then the screens lit up. Kayla's video played, her voice echoing, "A family is who stands by you, not who claims you when you shine." Gasps rippled through the room. Next came Sean, presenting documents my parents signed 22 years ago. We relinquish all rights to Chelsea Norton and any offspring, born or unborn. Their signatures projected in bold for the world to see. Phones came out. People gasped. My parents froze. Then Shannon's intercepts flashed on the screen. Their emails, Derek's messages, every disgusting plan to cash in on Austin's success. Finally, I stood. My voice was steady as I said, "You demanded my child, but there was no child. You drove me to a miscarriage with your cruelty. And Austin, he is my adopted son, not your blood. You will never claim him." The room erupted, cameras rolled, my parents' faces drained of color. Security stepped in, restraining orders served on the spot. Their humiliation was broadcast live across every tech feed in Austin. And the aftermath? Their company crumbled, contracts lost, their home sold at a loss. Derek, charged for tax fraud, exposed by the very emails he thought were hidden. Me? I stood taller than ever, with Sean by my side, with Austin thriving, with the Kayla Rhodes Foundation supporting single mothers just like me. So tell me, am I the asshole for building my life into a weapon and striking back? Or was this the justice I deserved? Comment below, share this story, because sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't just winning, it's watching your enemies burn in the fire they lit for you. Looking back now, I realize my story isn't just about revenge. It's about survival, transformation, and reclaiming my own worth. For years, I carried the wounds of being abandoned by the very people who were supposed to love me unconditionally. My parents told me I was nothing. Derek erased me like I never existed, and I thought I'd never recover. But what they didn't know was that every rejection, every cruel word, every locked door became the fuel that built the woman I was today. When they finally came crawling back, it wasn't love that brought them. It was greed. And when the truth exploded in that conference hall, when the world saw their betrayal laid bare, It wasn't just their downfall, it was my freedom. For the first time, I wasn't that terrified 17-year-old girl anymore. I was a woman who had taken her pain, reshaped it, and used it as power. But here's the part I wrestle with. I didn't forgive them. I didn't welcome them back with open arms. I shut the door harder than they ever did to me. So now I have to ask, am I the asshole? Or was I right to finally protect myself, even if it meant destroying them? I've learned one thing. Family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by loyalty, love, and who stands by you when the world falls apart. That's why my real family became Kayla, Sean, Shannon, and my son Austin. They proved that love can be chosen, and sometimes chosen family is stronger than the one you were born into. So if you've ever been betrayed, if you've ever been told you were worthless, hear me when I say this. You are not broken. You are not trash. You are not beyond repair. You can take your pain and turn it into something powerful, something that makes the people who hurt you wish they never underestimated you. Now I want to hear from you. If you were in my shoes, would you have forgiven? Or would you have burned it all down like I did? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this story hit something deep inside you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe because there's more to come. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.